Book 48, The Art of Deception, the story of Han Van Meegeren. Page 1. In the early 1900s, a man named Han Van Meegeren was born in the Netherlands. He was a talented painter, but he struggled to make a name for himself in the art world. Han became frustrated and felt like he was living in the shadow of the great masters. Page 2. One day, Han had an idea. He would create his own masterpieces, but not just any masterpieces. He would forge the works of the great masters themselves. He spent years perfecting his technique, studying the styles of famous artists like Johannes Vermeer and Frans Hals. Page 3, Han's forgeries were incredibly realistic. He used old canvases, aged his paintings to perfection, and even added fake cracks to make them look like they were hundreds of years old. He was so good that even the experts couldn't tell the difference. Page 4. But Han's motives weren't entirely pure. He had become friends with some unsavory characters, including high-ranking officials in the Nazi Party. They saw the potential for Han's forgeries to be used as a way to fund their war efforts. Page 5, Han began to create forgeries specifically for the Nazi Party. He would sell them to collectors and museums who were eager to get their hands on what they thought were rare and valuable masterpieces. Han became rich, but at a great cost. Page 6, as the years went by, Han's forgeries became more and more brazen. He even went so far as to create a fake Vermeer, which he sold to the Nazis for a small fortune, but the art world was starting to get suspicious. Page 7. After the war, the authorities began to investigate Han's activities. They discovered his forgeries and arrested him for collaborating with the Nazis. Han was shocked and outraged. He had never thought he would get caught. Page 8. Han's trial was a sensation. The art world was shocked to learn that so many of the masterpieces they had admired were actually forgeries. Han was found guilty and sentenced to prison. Page 9. But even in prison, Han couldn't resist the temptation to create. He began to paint again, this time using his talents for good. He created beautiful works of art that brought joy to those who saw them. Page 10. Han Van Meegeren's story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of deception and the importance of integrity. He was a talented artist, but his desire for fame and fortune led him down a path of destruction. Page 11. Today, Han's forgeries are still on display in museums around the world, but they are labeled as such. They serve as a reminder of the importance of authenticity and the dangers of trying to deceive others. Page 12, Han's legacy is complex and multifaceted. He was a flawed and troubled individual, but he was also a talented artist. His story serves as a reminder that even the most flawed among us can create something beautiful and meaningful.